We are looking at point slope form part 2 today. If you remember from yesterday's lesson, when you were writing an equation in point slope form, that is what you need to know, is the point on the line, any point that's on the line, and the slope of the line. So yesterday what you were given was a point on the line and the slope of the line. But today is going to look a little bit different because what we are going to be given instead is 2 points that are located on the line. So if you look at this example number 1, it says write the equations of the line that pass through the points 2, 7 and 1, negative 4. So we're going to write this both in point slope form and then change it over into slope intercept form. So for point slope form, which is my starting place, I need to know a point on the line, so I'm good there because I have 2 points on the line. But I need to know the slope, which I do not know. However, if you remember from section 6.1, we can find the slope of a line if we know 2 points that are located on the line. So this was your formula, y2 minus y1 equals x2 minus x1. And if you remember, then your ordered pairs become your x1 comma y1 and x2 y2. So if I substitute those values in here, I can find out that the slope is equal to negative 4 minus 7 over 1 minus 2. And if I simplify this, I find out that the slope is negative 11 over negative 1. We know that a negative divided by a negative is a positive, and 11 divided by 1 is just 11. So we have a slope here of positive 11. So this we can now use to write our equation, first of all, in point slope form. So point slope form looks like this. Hopefully this looks familiar from yesterday. Since you have 2 points this time, it doesn't matter which point you use. You can use either of the 2 points to write your equation in point slope form. But know that if you use a different point, then your equation will look different in this form. However, when you get to slope intercept form, it should look the same. So if I use this first point here, 2 comma 7, I would have y minus 7 equals, the m stands for slope, which we calculated to be 11, times x minus 2. So that there is your point slope form. So this is the first form that they ask you for. So you would be done with that form. But to change it over into, so when we get done, we want to have it changed into slope intercept form, which looks like this, y equals mx plus b, which means we're going to have to do some work, just like you did yesterday, to work on getting y by itself. So I'm going to start with that point slope form. And like you did yesterday, the first thing you're going to do is you are going to distribute on the right-hand side because slope intercept form does not have any parentheses in it. So we want to distribute there. When we distribute, we get y minus 7 equals 11x minus 22. And then my goal becomes to get y by itself. So to get y by itself, I need to get rid of 7. So I'm going to add 7 on both sides, making sure that I'm adding 7 with the term that would be considered its like term. So those cancel. And this enables me to say that y is equal to 11x minus 15. So this is the other form that they ask you for right here. And you would be done with that question. Moving on to our next example. In this one, you have a very similar situation. You are given 2 points on a line, and they're asking you to write the equations both in slope-intercept form and point slope form. So to start with then, if we're going to write this into point slope form, just like last time, we're going to need to know the slope. So that formula for slope again is y2 minus y1 minus y 1 minus y 2 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 minus y 1 minus y So if I label these parts up here, x1, y1, and x2, y2, then I am simply filling into the formula that you see here. So slope is equal to -2 minus a -4 divided by 3 minus a -3. So on both top and bottom, you see this minus a negative. We know that when we have minus a negative, that actually becomes plus a positive. So on both top and bottom, we would actually be adding. So -2 plus 4 would give us 2. And 3 plus 3 would give us 6. And then I could simplify that fraction to 1/3. So this line has a slope of positive 1/3. So now I have the information that I need to be able to write my equation in point slope form, which looks like this. Again, it makes no difference which point you use. I'm just going to start with the first point, which was -3, -4. So I would have y minus a -4 equals 1/3 times x minus -3. And again here, just like you saw when we were calculating slope, you have minus a negative, so that becomes plus a positive on both sides. So I am going to go ahead and just rewrite this for you like that. So this becomes y plus 4 equals 1/3 times x plus 3. So then I need to distribute on the right-hand side. So when I do that, I find out that y plus 4 is equal to 1/3 x plus 1. And then I need to get y by itself. So to do that, I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. These 4's cancel, and I am able to say that y is equal to 1/3 x minus 3. Now I need to rewrite that equation. Oh, that is our equation in slope-intercept form, so I just want to write the form for you so you can see it here. So y equals mx plus b. So the first form they asked us for was this one here, which was point slope form. And then this one here, your final form, is slope-intercept form.